each one of you here today. Always good to have a full crowd, standing room only, apparently. But it's good to see each one of you. Let's see, Ms. Meekles, roll call.
Mr. Como.
Here.
Ms. May.
Here.
Mr. Beatty.
Here.
Mr. Hicks. Here. Mr. McCoy.
Here.
Mr. Graves.
Here.
Mr. Manley.
Here.
We have West Ouachita's color guard here today to do our color presentation. Is under the direction of Chief Stewart. We'll have the pledge by Mr. Davo Graves and the invocation by Mr. Mike Beatty. If you'd like to stand, please stand to join us.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for letting us be here, Lord. You are foreordained us to be here, Lord, to serve these kids and make them the best citizens they can be. I pray that we'll present ourselves today respectful and with honor as we go through this proceeding today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
The next item of business will be approval of minutes. We have a motion to approve the minutes for April 8, 2025.
Also move that we approve the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition? There is none. Let's see, we have one item to amend. We need to amend the agenda with item number 3 under permission to bid. Have a motion to amend.
I'll
So
move
moved
we
that we
amend the
amend.
agenda as presented.
Okay. Second.
Have a motion and a second to amend the agenda. Now we need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Also move that we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposition? There's none. Did I vote on amending? We didn't vote on the amendment, so let's have a motion to amend the agenda that we just approved. Have a motion for the amended agenda.
I
Move we amend the agenda.
I made the first motion, yeah.
We didn't vote on it though, so that's what we're doing. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Now we'll approve the agenda as amended. Have another motion. Who did that one? Sherry?
I think.
I move that we'll,
And
Sherry had the
I
motion.
second.
Mike had a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition? There is none. Now, we got that straight. Personnel report, Mr. Gass.
Thank you, Mr. Como. For the ones of you that were able to get a copy of the personnel report, you see it's that time of the year, it's getting quite lengthy. See, Mr. Thompson has been earning his money, and we appreciate what he's doing. But we do have some administrative positions to announce today. I'm happy to do that. First, Director of Information Technology, Mr. Jason Ambrose. Jason is working the screens over, so very excited for Jason. He's going to do a great job. Special Education Supervisor, Ms. Kinzadia Brothers. She's sitting on the back, I think. Having a hard time to get them to stand up. I bet Anna will. The new principal at George Welch Elementary is Miss Anna Reddy. Assistant Principal at Ouachita Parish High School, Mr. Nick Artigue. There's Nick. Assistant Principal at Sterlington High School, Ronnie Harrison Jr., RJ. assistant principal at Lakeshore Elementary, Miss Lisa Rocket. And the new assistant principal at Swartz Upper, Miss Mindy Adams. Okay, Mr. Como, with that said, we do have some other positions we will be opening due to retirements and promotions. First, the principal at Richwood High School with Dr. Locke's retirement, the principal at Swartz Lower with Ms. Heyman's retirement, and to fill Ms. Redding's assistant principal position at George Welch, we'll be opening that, and also curriculum coordinator at Sterlington High School. So Mr. Thompson and his team will start working in those positions immediately. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Manuel, we have any cards?
No card today, Mr. Como.
Thank you. And if you want your mic on, then you're the only one that didn't have it. Okay, everybody's mic is on. Okay, first item on the agenda is special recognition. Ms. Allen Smead.
Thank you, Mr. Como. We are excited to recognize some students and faculty today. We're going to start out with our Students of the Year who you previously met for the district. However, some of them have, well, all of them have went further in the competition, and we wanted to bring that to your attention. First, we're going to be joined by Josie Borden. Josie, if you would come forward. Josie's from Calhoun Middle School, and she was the District Middle School Student of the Year, and she also won her zone competition and went on to regionals. We're very proud of Josie. Josie has family on the first row here, so we'll recognize that they came to support her. Our elementary student of the year is with us as well. Allie Mae, would you come up, please? Allie won District Elementary Student of the Year. She went on to zone and regional and was named a state finalist for Elementary School Student of the Year, and we'll find out later this week if she has won state. Congratulations, Allie. And I believe her family is over here on this side. Now, we also had a high school state finalist, but he is currently taking an AP exam, and we did not want to interrupt that. So we will bring Colton back with us at next month's board meeting to recognize him. But we will also know by then if he has won state as well. Okay, our next recognition is going to be for some faculty state honorees. On June the 3rd, we will find out if these two ladies have won state in their division. One of them is not here, but I wanted to speak on her anyway. Miss Mary Lee Dunn, she's a paraprofessional at West Ouachita High School. She was our Outstanding School Support Employee of the Year for the district, and she is a state finalist. And she is currently graduating in another state. She took online classes to become a teacher. So she couldn't be here today because she is graduating, and we are proud of her for that, and we will bring her back in June as well. The second one, though, was a surprise to us because we were not privy to her nomination, but we're super excited. The School Health Service Provider of the Year state finalist is Melissa Batson. Come on up, Melissa. Melissa is an occupational therapist at Student Support Services, and by all accounts, she is very deserving of this. And as I said, after June 3rd, we'll know if she's the state winner. Congratulations. Our next faculty honorees will be announced if they won state on July the 26th. So we have a lot to look forward to this summer. We're going to be coming back to you with lots of great news. We'll start with our middle school new teacher of the year, Leah Maldonado. Leah is from East Ouachita Middle School. And of course, she won New Teacher of the Year for the district, went on to further competition, and is a state finalist. Okay, and our next is, we'll bring up Mr. Rusty Farah. Rusty, of course, is principal at West Ouachita High School. He was our district principal of the year, went on to further competition, and is now a state semifinalist. We're very proud of Rusty, and we'll also find out on July 26th if he has won state. Congratulations. All right, two more students to recognize. Now, these are, we're super proud of them as well. We're giving them an award of excellence for achieving a perfect score on their ACT. So we'll start with Katie Namkung. She's from West Monroe High School. She's a graduating senior.
Jerry, come on.
Jerry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Take your time.
Mom, do you want to go up?
See, you got something.
Excellent work. And then we have Lee Cooper, who is an incoming senior at Sterlington High School. So he is a junior, is that correct, Lee? Congratulations. All right, that concludes our recognitions. We're very proud of everyone, and congratulations to all.
Thank you. Next item of business, to consider and take action with respect to adopting a resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in East Ouachita Parish School District of Parish, Ouachita, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, to authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds therein. Mr. Grant Schluter.
Thank you. Grant Schluter with Foley Udell, Bond Counsel, and congratulations on a successful election, another successful election, and to the voters, and keeping your construction and improvement program going. Very, very good. And your first resolution is to canvass the returns, has the official vote tally included, and reflects just a hair under 57% passage rate. Which is a very high passage rate and is at the higher level of the other bond elections around the state on the May 3rd ballot. So again, congratulations. But the resolution's in final form. Upon adoption, we'll make all the post-election filings.
Need a motion to approve.
I make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition? There's none. Thank you. Item 3, to consider and take action with respect to adopting a resolution authorizing the incurring of debt and issuance of general obligation school bonds, Series 2025 of East Ouachita Parish School District of the Parish of Ouachita, State of Louisiana, and providing for other matters in connection therewith.
Thank you. According to your direction from the administration and board members, it was the desire to proceed as quickly as possible with the issuance of the first series of bonds. The authorization was for $50 million. The initial series of bonds will be $25 million. We've worked in conjunction with the board's financial advisor. Beck Haynes is here. And risen, and the underwriter was Stiefel. Charlie Sides is also present back here in the corner. and we've worked out a timetable. This will be the first step, adopting the general bond resolution, and it will provide the final delivery of the bonds on July 22nd. So funds will be available for construction for starting projects.
Need a motion to approve?
I so move we adopt the resolution as mentioned by Mr. Luter to incur debt and issuance of general obligation bonds on the east side of Ouachita Parish school system.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposition? There is none. Item number 4, introduction of
Thank you, Mr.
Ouachita Parish School Strategic Plan. Mr. Gaddis.
Thank you, Mr. Como. Mine, I'm gonna obviously move down here. Just wanted to, I think a lot of you have heard, I know the board has, and I've mentioned it out in public several times about our move over the last year. And this has been a year-long project as far as the actual work being put forward. We actually started looking at this further out than that, and that is the development of a strategic plan for the Ouachita Parish school system. As many of you have heard me say before, I think this is something that's been long since needed. Many of our districts across the state have worked to get a strategic plan with the funding assistance from the Louisiana Department of Education. So this conversation came up last year. There was a meeting in Baton Rouge. Assistant Superintendent Trey Folse and his team kind of oversee some of the funds that are allotted for projects such as this. And I mentioned to Trey about my interest in it, and he said, well, the funding cycle has already ended. We'll look at it next year, talking about the 25-26 school year. So I let it be and went forward. Got back to Monroe, West Monroe, got a call from his office 2 or 3 days later and said, Todd, we found the funds, if you're interested in doing it. So we started. So I just want to go through and kind of introduce what we've done, kind of the process we've gotten to very quickly. This will be rolled out more and more over the next coming weeks and months as we get into the next year, and it is a 5-year plan of where we want to go, the priorities we're setting, mostly from an instructional side, but from other side that I just think we haven't had before. We've done well, we've been able to be successful, but I think this is going to put this out to the community so we can see what what we're doing and where we're headed. So this has been a 4-phase process to this point. And you can see, I'm not going to read everything, but it was laying the foundation was phase 1, where we decided what we wanted to do, and then we actually got into it in phase 2 and 3 in this endeavor. So where we put a lot of our work, and now we're approaching phase 4, where we're going to implement the strategic plan. So one of the first things we did was create a steering committee, and you can see those representatives to the steering committee. And honestly, I think when we started, I think some of them looked at me and said, here we go again, what's he gotten us into? So it was a lot of discussion where we really dug into the district, especially on the instructional end, before we ended up. I need to recognize Adam Hunsucker. Adam, certainly a member of our communications team that is not an educator by trade, but he kind of took up and steered the steering committee as far as everything that we had to do. We had a lot of meetings, we had a lot of work to do outside of this committee, and just to keep us on task, and working with a partner that the State Department teamed us with, Attuned Education. So appreciate what he did, appreciate what the steering committee has done over the last year. We had other folks that we brought online recently, Dr. Felicia Sledge-Murphy, Ms. Angela Westerberg. We've had other members of the district and instructional leadership team that have come on and helped us, but this is the heart of the group that worked. Very proud of the work that we were able to do. So what we did was with Attuned and without Attuned, used some different projects within this process. Data analysis obviously was a big part of it, where we look at where we are, where we're strong, where we're not, and then get into the instructional quality review, where the outside vendor and others came in and visited schools, did classroom observations, and then we did the third part of it was the constituent perspective, where we took a lot of surveys. You can see almost 2,500 surveys and interviews were done with central office staff, principals, some board members, teachers, students, principals, I think I mentioned, and families and parents. So to get a lot of perspective of what they thought about us, where we were strong, where we needed to be working towards. So like I said, this has been going on all year, but it's gotten us to the identification of 3 priorities that we want to move forward with. And a lot of this you're going to see is centered around instruction. And the first thing, and I think we knew this as a district leadership, that we were lacking in some areas across the district with consistency and rigor, and consistency in our expectations for all of our students. And we have made a commitment in these priorities to raise the rigor. Now, I want to say rigor is not necessarily giving more work. Rigor is a lot of things, but it's really pushing our kids and expecting our kids and teachers to teach and learn at a higher level, where we are challenging our students maybe a little more, but again, not necessarily with more work and more tests and more homework. It's creating that opportunity and that space for them to really work on and at a higher level. Support for engaged students, which deals with attendance and other issues, and the belief that all students can learn. Now, understanding, we know this, that all students are going to learn at a different pace. They're going to learn in a different way, and we have to make sure that we are meeting those needs of all of our students. And then what we've been working on, what Jason works on his team and others, is to really increase and improve our talent. Now, that means hiring folks that are talented in what they do, but it also means training and improving what we're doing with the teachers and staff that we have. So those are the 3 priorities. Each one of them, and I know this is kind of hard to see, board members, I think you may have a copy of this. Each one of them has objectives listed under each one. This is priority number 1, rigorous instruction. Priority, for example, 1.1 is rigor through high expectations, and you're going to hear a lot about that. But you go on down through those different objectives under each priority. The next one, as I mentioned, was support for our students. Engaging our students deals with attendance. Mr. Rodney Lloyd, I know, is sitting over the corner. We really started this kind of ahead of the game this year, and we have made a push across this district to increase our student attendance, because we realize if they're not in class, we can't teach them. So Rodney and his team, along with the principals, Rodney sends out a weekly report from his office on our attendance from each school, so these principals can keep an eye and understand that we are certainly looking at that. So, and the different things that go along with that. I guess I hit the wrong button. There we go. And then the last one, like I mentioned, the third priority was to really work on our talent and our teams and our pool, and do that through different things, some of which growing your own. You mentioned, or you heard Ms. Mead mention one of our paras, certainly a star in her own right, but growing our own from our own ranks, from our support workers, and from putting in a lot of investment into time and energy into programs where we're encouraging our students to get into the education field and come back and teach for us. So different things we'll be working on. So a lot of these kind of went in line, and it kind of made me feel good about the keys to success that we developed last year at our district leadership retreat, were the areas that we really wanted to focus on, that we saw as a need. And what we found through this whole process of developing our strategic plan, a lot of what we had seen came to fruition, and we were able to confirm that what we were seeing last summer moving into this year were areas that we needed to work on. Those were those keys that we developed last year. When we meet on June the 2nd as a district leadership group, we will look at these, update them, and revise them as we need to do. But these are the target areas that we hit on. So that's just kind of a quick overview of the strategic learning plan that we have developed. We've been working on, like I said, for a year. Can't say enough about the work that this steering committee and others have put into this process. I think it's going to make us better. I think it's going to make our kids better, and that's what's important. So just kind of want to introduce that to you. And like I said, you're going to hear more and more about that as we come across the next weeks and days ahead. So thank you, Mr. Como. That's what I've got. Take any questions or if anybody's got any.
Thank you.
I'm the next one, so I'll just take it from here, too.
Item 5, consider changes to the 24-25 school calendar and the 25 summer calendar, Mr. Geis.
Thank you, Mr. Como, and I hope I did not jinx us. I brought this up to the leadership a couple weeks ago, and, you know, for the first time in a long time, we had made it to May without using very many weather days. And we have 4 built in at all schools. Some schools, just because of their schedule, have a few more days. And we really didn't have to use many, thankfully. Excuse me, until last Tuesday afternoon. Things changed, particularly in the southern part of the district. I think most of you know the storm we encountered in the West Ouachita, Woodlawn, Pinecrest, Richwood area of the parish. As that storm moved from west to east, we ended up having to take one additional day at one school, and then Pinecrest had to take another day. But with all that said, Mr. Clint Miller does a very, very good job of the accounting on our minutes. We are required by LDOE policy to have 63,720 minutes of instruction every year. And even with that said, what I'm asking you today is to allow us to move our last day of school from Thursday, May 22nd for students to Wednesday, May 21st, and our last official work day for teachers from May 23rd to Thursday, May 22nd. You know, our students and teachers don't get a lot of rewards with extra time off, and I think this is just something we are able to do because we did not use those weather days this year, and I'm just asking the board to allow us to grant that just that one day extra for our students and teachers. Additionally, board, I would like to ask you to consider to making July 3rd, 2025 an additional holiday for our 12-month employees. The last time that July 4th fell on a Friday, which is one of our days that we work extra during the week to take, was in 2013, 2014. The board at that time allowed our employees to be off July 3rd as well. So those are the 3 changes I'm asking you to make to the calendar today.
All right, board, we need a motion to consider these changes as Mr. Geis has presented.
I also move that we approve these changes as Mr. Geis has presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition, no? And there was none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jason Thompson with the Finance Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Como. Good afternoon, Board. The Finance Committee met on Thursday, May 8th, in this very room. The agenda for the meeting is attached, as well as the approved minutes for the November 14th, 24 Finance Committee as well. There were 2 actions that were taken that day that we would like to ask for your consideration on. Item number 1 there is an allotment of money for summer workers at both the high school and middle school level on those campuses. I think in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, there was an allotment allocated by the board of $10,000 for summer workers on our high school campuses and $4,000 for our middle school campuses. Again, that was for 9-month employees only that were working during the summer months on those 15 campuses. The Finance Committee is asking that you consider increasing those allotments from $10,000 to $15,000 on our high school campuses and from $4,000 to $6,000 on our middle school campuses. I'll also go ahead and speak on number 2 because it kind of piggybacks on number 1. The other thing that we would like you to consider is increasing the dollar amount that an employee can make, or putting a cap on that dollar amount from $1,000, which it currently sits at, increasing that amount to $1,250. And what that means is during the months of June and July that no employee can make more than $1,250 per month.
Just a little clarification. This is, the money they're asking will be divided among many employees. It's not just one employee getting $12,000 if you were to approve it. So, like Jason said, this hasn't been updated in quite some time, and at the time it was initially put into place, we had a lot fewer programs working in the summer now. Back then, it was pretty much only football, but we have just about all of our sports and coaches working. I think this will bring us in line with state law as well.
Yeah, this is going to put us, I've done some research, this is going to put us competitive with surrounding districts. And to Mr. Geis's point, I think if you go to any of our high school campuses and middle school campuses today, it looks a lot different than it did in 2012. You won't hardly find a sport or a sponsor or coach that's not up there anywhere from 3 to 5 days throughout the summer. So again, we felt like it was time for this, and again, it puts us in line and competitive with surrounding districts. So we would like to ask you to consider this increase.
Motion for approval of these two items as presented by Mr. Thompson.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition? There is none. Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Board.
Needed.
Ms. Meekles, financial report for March 31.
Good afternoon, Board. You have in your packets the financial report for the period ending March 31st, 2025. This is 3 months out from our year end, which we are gaining on quickly. So if you'll see in the general fund, we're ending the period with $38.9 million. That's about 85% of where we were this time last year. And District 1 M&O, which supports our general fund heavily, is at $31.7 million, which is about 110% of where we were this time last year. If you'll continue on, it's that time of year we start getting phone calls, and I always like to remind people, as soon as we know, they'll know. It's usually about 5 minutes from the time that we get those final numbers till we can run them by Mr. Geis, and he gives us the go-ahead to let everybody know. So that'll be coming up pretty quickly. And if you look at the third column in the 1968 sales tax, the half-cent sales tax, which is our 13th check, we are right at 100% of where we were this time last year. It's 100.8%. And then the 1995 sales tax, which holds our 14th check collections, we're at 108%. I should have wrote that in bigger letters. Of course, on the last 2 pages, we have a little bit more of a breakdown to give a 3-year comparison on those funds. Have any questions?
No questions? Thank you, Ms. Meekles.
Thank you.
Item 8, discuss and select architect for renovations of Riser Elementary and Middle Schools. Mr. Hicks.
Yes, I would like to get the middle school at Riser. We got a lot of projects out there that's going on from last year, and I'm glad to see it on the agenda today because we have a lot of work at Riser. It's one of our older middle schools, I think, in the district, maybe the state. But anyhow, I was just wanting to get Tim Brandon, architect. That'll be that selection of the architect. And if anybody's got any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them.
No questions. Need a motion to approve Mr. Brandon as our architect for Riser Middle School.
I so move.
Need a second?
I second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition? And there was none. Item number 9, construction and renovation projects report. Mr. Hemphill.
Thank you, Mr. Como. Again, we're looking at trying to find some dry weather again. As Mr. Geis spoke about earlier, the storms that moved through last week brought some bad weather. Luckily, I say luckily, we were blessed that we did not have any damages to our sites or any schools. So a lot of trees that were down throughout the community. So again, we're looking for that dry weather to get all our contractors back working again. You have your handout. you can look through that if I can answer any question you may have. Excited about the East Side bond that was passed today, and we will be scheduling meetings to work on scheduling all those projects for the East Side board members. So, any questions that I can answer for you?
Sterling High School athletic and academic projects, is on the punch list. Any idea when that's gonna be totally completed, end of this month or June or?
Sterling High School, you said?
Sterling High School.
They're in the process of doing the punch list now. Fire marshal did come, or is planning on doing the inspection. Haven't got that date. Do we have that date on? Don't have the date for the, but it's been sent in to have the fire marshal inspection done, so. Getting close.
The roof finished at Fort, right?
They got all the roof on. They're, again, waiting on dry weather. I think they got all the metal panels up on the side. Just some items to button up and clean up. Been wet out there, so they got that big track machine out there. They can't
And then we
move a whole lot.
waiting on the roofing manufacturer to get a report on that.
Yeah, yeah, they took some cores last week, so we're just waiting on getting those samples back on that front there. So,
Any
Thank
other
you, Board.
questions? Thank you, Mr. Hemphill. Evaluation of the bids, Mr. Peters.
Good afternoon, Board. Would we like to take these evaluations one at a time? So for our first bid, 2325, the property sale at 3420 Gordon Avenue. We did the bid opening yesterday, did not receive any bids, so I'll be requesting, in a minute, requesting the board to grant us permission to put that out for bid again at 85% of the appraised value. Bid number 24-25, the property sale at Old Burke School. That's our property on Highway 139, 2.5 acres. I'm requesting the board approve the highest responsive bidder for Des James Smith for the Old Burke School property in the amount of $91,001.99.
91,000. On here it says 67, but it's 91,000, $1.97.
Yes, sir.
That's good. I don't want it.
Do you want to do the approval for the Gordon property now to resubmit, or are you going to do that at a later date?
I think we can do it under permission to bid.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's down there. Gotcha. All right, item number 2, my motion to accept the
I make a motion, we accept the bid of 99,000,
Burke School property.
$1.97.
Second.
All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition? There was none. Thank you.
All right, for bid 27-25, West Monroe High School practice field renovations and improvements, the budget was $3.4 million. The funding source, West Ouachita sales tax. So we had a very unique situation happen in that bid. We had our two lowest responsive bidders, Grindstone Construction and Ideal Construction, tied in their bid at $2,940,000. So after speaking with legal counsel, we reviewed bid law and prior legal decisions throughout the state of Louisiana. The method of determining the winner of that bid is, since it was a tie, is a random selection process, and their recommendation was a coin toss. So today at 11 o'clock this morning, we had several witnesses in here along with representatives from either contractor, and we conducted a coin toss. And the results of that coin toss are that Grindstone will be our lowest responsive bidder, and we're requesting your approval for them to be our contractor for that project.
How much was that again?
$2,940,000.
Need a motion to approve the quote by Grindstone for the West Monroe practice field renovations and improvements.
I move that we accept Grindstone's
I'll second.
bid.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition? There's none. Thank you. Motion passed. School buses, 2825.
All right, for bid 28-25, our school buses budget there was $2,200,000, and the funding source being M&O. I'm requesting the board approve our lowest responsive bidder, Ross Bus Sales, in the amount of $2,186,579.
How many buses will that include, Jerry?
That was two 30-passenger wheelchair-accessible buses, 11 71-passenger school buses, and two of the standard 30-passenger school buses. So a total of 15.
Need a motion to approve this item for school buses?
I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, no? And there's none. Motion carried.
So for bid 29-25, that's the property sale at Old Sterlington Middle School. We set a bid floor of 85% of the appraised value, and that bid floor was $1,275,000. And we did receive a bid. I'm requesting the board approve the highest responsive bidder, Riverview Cattle Company, in the amount of $1,275,000.
Any questions? Motion to accept?
I move that we approve the bid of $1,275,000 from Riverview Cattle Company as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, no? Motion carried. Thank you. Permission to bid, Mr. Peters?
So we have bid 30-25, that's the Riser Middle School renovations and improvements, with a budget of $1,650,000, the funding source being West Ouachita sales tax. We also have bid 31-25, West Ouachita High School land improvements, a budget of $260,000, the funding source being West Ouachita sales tax. And then, like I mentioned earlier, bid 32-25, that's the property sale for 3420 Gordon Avenue. And 85% of the appraised value would set that bid floor at $15,045.
Have a motion to grant permission to bid these three items as presented?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposition? No? And motion carried. All right, thank you. I hope you got to go by and see the Gifted and Talented Art Show. It was great as usual. We have some extremely talented kids in this system. Our next board meeting is being moved to Monday, June 9, due to a conflict of some other meetings. I'll make a note of that. Mr. Geis, you have a superintendent's report?
Yes, sir. Mr. Como, obviously this is graduation season for us. We had West Ouachita's last night. Had a great ceremony there. Tonight, we will have Sterlington High School at 6 o'clock and Ouachita High School at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night will be Richwood High School, and then next Monday night at the Monroe Civic Center will be West Monroe High School. I want to add just one other note. We have another graduation ceremony. May not get a lot of press, but we're very, very excited about it. I know Mr. Lloyd sitting in the back is. This year, we started a high set program, which is the old GED, at our alternative school for kids. They were not in any type of discipline trouble or anything. They were looking for another path, and we have been very successful. That is a process. I know Haley Holly and Wendy Allen and several others have helped Rodney with that. Well, we will have our high set commencement on Wednesday, May 28th at 10 o'clock. Very proud of what we've been able to grow there. Rodney, how many do we have will be graduating that day?
7 as of now, but we still got one test left, so we could have anywhere from 7 to 10.
That's a lot of work. There's a lot of time that goes into that. Appreciate what Rodney has led and others that have helped him. So that's another graduation ceremony that we will celebrate on the 28th at 10 o'clock. So that's all I've got, Mr. Goma.
Thank you. I used to teach the GED classes back in the day. Thank you. I don't think so. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
And second. Motion